Why would a private tutor tell you you don't need a private tutor? I am telling you, you don't need me to get an awesome score on the SAT. And in this video, I'm going to talk about what you can do instead of using a private tutor to get some of the same results that you would get with a private tutor. My name is Brooke. I've been coaching the SAT and the ACT for over a decade and a half. I've helped students score perfectly on both of those exams. I have a digital course for the SAT that's coming out probably this summer, so make sure you subscribe to our mailing list to find out when it drops, SupertutorTV.com/subscribe. If you want to read instead of watch this video, we have a blog that goes with it, and you can find that link in the description if you don't have however many minutes long this video is. Cool. So I was walking around at my Stanford reunion last October, and I got stopped by like 10 people who recognized me and were like, SupertutorTV! Thanks for helping me on my SAT, who watched my YouTube channel. And several of them told me they were under-resourced. They had no money for SAT prep. And you know what? They did it. They showed up, they figured it out, and they got into Stanford. And if they can do it, you can do it too. And you don't need a private tutor or to pay for a private tutor in order to get there. Now, it's true that private tutors have wonderful knowledge, so it's like you don't even have to look anything up. They know, right? They know how to teach, so they know how to get you from A to B faster than if you have to do it on your own. Yes, it's more efficient. But above all, I think the number one thing that tutors offer is accountability. And accountability is the idea that they make you feel guilty enough that you do your homework and you show up every week and you are disciplined and you do what you need to do, right? But even though we can have discipline from outside sources, we can also have discipline from within. And I'm going to talk about how do you instill that discipline in yourself, and also how do you get discipline from the outside if you're not getting it from a paid tutor. And the first thing that I'm going to say is, like, it's human nature to not want to commit to a plan that is not immediately gratifying, right? And studying is something that's not immediately gratifying. You study for the SAT and it's annoying. It's not like you're like, look, I just got a 1600, like every time you finish studying. No, it's hard work. And it's kind of like, to me, working out at the gym. And gym memberships, 67% of gym memberships go completely unused. And in that sense, I would say there's probably over 50% of test prep books that are purchased are barely used, right? That's why there's so many used copies of SAT prep books on Amazon.com, because people bought them, they thought they were going to use them, and then they did absolutely nothing. That is not going to be a better prep solution than a private tutor. If you buy books and you don't do them, it doesn't work. One way that you can create accountability is with peers, right? And you could do peers with a study group where you get together once a week and maybe you guys all take a practice section together at the library. You could also do a study group where you get together with a couple of friends and you go over the same practice test that you took on your own. So let's say you all took practice test 8 and then you get together and then they can help you understand the questions you got wrong. You can help them understand the questions they got wrong. And if you can't figure something out, well, you can Google it, right? Or look up the explanation in the back of the book and try to understand it together and go over your tests together. The second idea is that you could find an accountability partner. Now, this partner could be somebody who knows the test, who knows the SAT or the ACT or whatever you're studying, or it could be someone like your aunt or your older cousin who's already in college, or your parent. Somebody who you tell, hey, will you do me a favor? I want you to call me for a half hour a week and talk to me about how my test prep is going and what I'm doing this week and how I'm going to raise the bar and how many hours I spent, right? So that's an accountability partner. That's another way that you can level up this accountability. The other way that you can help discipline yourself is sharing goals publicly. If you publicly announce on a regular basis what you've accomplished, that can help you feel motivated. Now, I know sharing your SAT or ACT scores all over your Instagram could make you lose lots of friends at school really quickly. So a better way might be on a more anonymous platform. It could be, on our SupertutorTV videos in the chat, like tell us how you're doing in the comments below every week, update us. Or on Reddit, you could, there's lots of people there that celebrate like, oh, my practice test, I just went up 20 points or whatever. And they post every week how they're doing and they ask people for advice, but they find some kind of community in that way. So publicly posting goals and how you're doing is another way. And then the other thing that can help you stay accountable to yourself is a consistent schedule. So what I used to tell sometimes my students to do is like have your mom literally drop you off at the library for an hour or two every Saturday when all you have with you is your books and you and your SAT books sit there for 2 hours and you don't allow anything else to distract you, but that you have a regular work schedule or you have a regular time that you go and then you do this, that's another way to try to create that accountability. Second thing that you're gonna need if you don't have a tutor is you're gonna need good materials. Tutors can recommend good materials. They can tell you what to buy. They can kind of set you up and be like, oh, do this and then do that and then do that. I have videos here on my course for self-studiers that you can get into to figure out what materials you need. As I always say, you know, best stuff is always from the test maker first. You can also turn to our channel for more advice. You can also go to the library and get some free books. And we have an SAT and ACT book review videos if you want to know what kinds of books or how I approach that process if you're looking to get books. And for the digital SAT, I'm also going to recommend that you find digital practice resources. Digital SAT material is now up on Khan Academy as well if you're prepping for that test. My only complaint right now is that it's just really thin, and part of that might just be because it's early days and it's only offered internationally, and my guess is they may add material to it. It's not quite enough to practice for people who are really serious preppers that are going to try to get 200 points on this thing. It might be enough if you're only prepping for a few weeks. If you do want some help with your SAT or ACT, we're coming out with a digital SAT course for the digital SAT, probably summer of 2023. So make sure you subscribe to our mailing list, supertutortv.com/subscribe to hear when that drops. That will also help you prep for the PSAT that's going to be digital starting this fall. We also have courses for the paper-based SAT and ACT until the SAT at least sunsets, and for the ACT, of course. And then the third thing that you're gonna need if you don't have a private tutor is what I call, or the third piece that they bring to the mix is expertise and advice. This might be a little bit harder to come by, but again, if you're buying books that are by independent tutors, they're gonna weave that expertise into the book. And so that's one way you can get it. Another place you can get it is Reddit. There's all kinds of students and tutors all over Reddit that are giving each other advice. I can't vouch for everything that people say, but that's another place that you can look. And you can look right here. If you have a question, put it in the comments of a related video and maybe I'll answer it. I try to answer at least a few YouTube questions a week, and I'm here, and that's one way to reach me for free. I'm even thinking of doing maybe some free 30-minute Q&As, mini lessons live on YouTube at some point in the near future, playing around with sort of new content. Anyhow, the point of this video is that the most important ingredient in your success on a test is you. And it's true that resources help you on things, but I want to just cut through the lie that like only the over-resourced kids can do well on this test and only the rich kids can do well on this test, because you know what? It's total BS. I know, because I've walked around the Stanford campus and had people walk up to me and tell me I am not a rich kid and I did it. And I know you can do it too. Thanks so much for watching. We hope you liked this video. If so, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel because we have lots of free advice from a private tutor, and you don't have to pay me to subscribe to our channel. You just have to show up and be awesome and be dedicated to your future and your education. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.